Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be telling you about the list of schools that I'm applying to this year since I'm currently a senior in high school going through the college app process. I'll be also telling you about how I picked these schools, so hopefully that'll help you out if you're currently working on your own college list. And lastly, I'll just go over some updates about how my essay stuff is going and my scheduling process. Again, just so that we can all be in this together and maybe what I'm doing will be a helpful point of reference for you if you're also going through the same thing right now. If you watched my college chats number 2 video in which I go over my stats and some other things related to that, you might know about my dilemma of not being able to know how to pick, match, safety, and reach schools, so I still don't really know how that necessarily works, but I've categorized my school list into a few different groups. First, we have the schools that I actually possibly have a shot of getting into. So those schools in alphabetical order include American University, Barnard, Mount Holyoke, Occidental, Scripps, and the UCs, which are my state schools since I'm a California resident. The UCs that I actually possibly have a shot at are UC Irvine and UC San Diego. And I guess USC, which is the University of Southern California, is in between these two categories, but my next category is schools that I probably won't get into, but gonna shoot my shot anyways. And this would include Brown, Pomona, Stanford, UCLA, UC Berkeley, and Yale. We love writing supplements for schools that definitely won't accept me, but... And lastly, my safety, 100% guaranteed safety is Arizona State University. I would be an auto-admit based on my SAT score. So this would put me at a total of 15 schools, or I'm actually just writing 12 applications because the UCs all use the same application. I'm applying to almost all of these schools regular decision. I don't really have a dream school or a strong favorite that I would 100% definitely commit to. So that's why I'm not going to do early decision anywhere. By the way, early decision or ED means you can only apply to that one school, and if you're accepted, you're saying that you commit to going for sure. I'm just not ready for that kind of commitment. So the school I'm early action applying to is Yale. The way they do it is a restrictive early action, which means you can only apply to that private school within an early deadline, but although they limit how you can apply to other early schools, you aren't necessarily required to go there if you get in, which works for me because I'm freaking indecisive. Now more about how I picked the schools. One of the main factors for me was the location of the school. I very strongly prefer to live in more of an urban area. Besides just having a big city with lots of internship opportunities and things to do, big cities tend to have more Asian Americans and Chinese American immigrants, which is important to me because I really need the area near me to have lots of boba stores and Chinese restaurants and Asian supermarkets so I can get my snacks. For me, the major wasn't a huge deciding factor since I'm not absolutely sure of what I want to pursue in college. I have an idea, obviously, but I know that most college students end up changing their major anyways, and I have a wide variety of interests, so I could totally end up being the person who changes their major a lot, or maybe just one time. But I digress. The major itself wasn't a huge deciding factor, but I did look into the programs for the areas that I'm currently interested in. The majors that I'm applying under are either a journalism or communications major, or a interdisciplinary social sciences major such as sociology. I know that's technically not interdisciplinary, but it feels like it to me, or American studies, or things like that. Besides the location and the academics, I also considered the campus culture and the organizations that are found on this campus. For example, some of the factors that were important to me were that I could do some sort of recreational running organization, whether that be a club sport or an intramural sport, and that there were opportunities for me to do music and design organizations that don't require me to be in a design or music major. The way I research these more qualitative and subjective things are through a couple of different resources. One was asking either people who currently go to a school or alumni of a school. For example, my past math teacher was an alumna of Mount Holyoke, so she offered a lot of helpful information. I also used online and book resources that are more available to everyone, like niche.com and the Fisk Guide to Colleges, which is that really thick neon green book. And lastly, the websites published by the colleges themselves for the most up-to-date, objective, factual information about what's happening on the campus. I wouldn't necessarily go by the college websites to give you a completely accurate representation of what life is necessarily like on the campus, because of course they will portray the most positive image they can, but it's a great resource to find out about organizations and classes and teachers and all that stuff. Okay, I'm sweating way too hard to keep this jacket on. Goodbye. Now for some updates on how my application process is going. I'm trying to stay on top of things right now. So far I've completed all of the objective factual parts of the UC application and the Common App. So things like, what classes did you take, or what schools did your parents go to? The things that don't really require me to do any writing about myself. It's just kind of like, this is literally what happened. And as for the subjective personal statement style writing, so far over the summer I finished drafts of all 4 of my UC personal insight questions. These are shorter questions that are about 350 words each. And I also did 1 draft of my Common App essay. I thought it was crappy, scrapped it, did another draft, just like completely rewritten, not even related to that one in any way. Like, they're not similar at all. It's essentially a completely new essay. I like this new one a lot better right now, but might change my mind again. I don't know. But I do have a draft done of that. I'm also working on supplements. So far I've finished supplements for 1 school, and I'm like halfway done with another one. The way I've scheduled this out is I'm hoping to write about 500 words of supplement drafts every week, and this schedule would get me done by early November. During the September to November time, I'm not going to be like hardcore grinding out supplements since I still have cross country, so I'll be quite busy. But once the season ends in early November, I will be done with all my drafts. And then from November to December, I'll revise and edit and make everything sound all polished and great before submitting my applications, hopefully before Christmas. I'm really hoping that first of all I get accepted to Yale Early Action, but odds are quite low, so not counting on anything. That's why I'm getting all of my supplements done before I even know whether or not I'm accepted, but we're gonna assume I'm not, because I'm probably not gonna be. But anyways, once I get the notification for my early school in December, I think mid-December, really a great way to de-stress getting rejected from college right before finals. So once I get that decision in mid-December, I will either submit all of my other applications, or in the unlikely miraculous event that I get accepted there, I will discuss with my parents whether I'm gonna bother applying anywhere else, because I probably wouldn't, not gonna lie. Unless the cost ends up being like $4 bajillion zillion dollars, I'd probably go. And that's everything for this update video. I plan to post my next one in December after I get my early application decisions. I hope you found this video helpful. I upload new videos every Monday, and my Instagram, where I post photos of my bullet journal and notes, is at studyquill. See you next time!